Good morning. And not all is lost here. Maybe I'm not going to have to be making a special trip to the hobby store. I'm going to think about it while I finish up on this little crane. We have 4 jars of, or almost 4 jars of the 66. And as so many of the viewers mentioned, the 56 can be used for things like gun barrels. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, to see how we got to this place, let's roll back. Now, I just started to clean these up here this evening. I'm on my 3rd piece here. These 2 are done. I'm just sort of working my way through them from the biggest to the smallest. And it's working on this one, and I don't know if I did it or if it was broken on the sprue somehow. But I've got a very, very, very delicate little fracture going on here. Very, very small. I don't want to pry it apart so far that you can see it like this, but I'm going to put the macro lens on. And I'm going to try a tiny little bit of the extra thin quick setting just in that crack, and hopefully that it's going to meld together. And then I'm not going to do anything more on this piece tonight. There is the odd little place that you might say is kind of... Anyway, I'm not going to do anything on it. Let me just get the macro lens on here, and we'll have a close look at that and see if we can't repair that. Okay, right now I know where the crack is, so I know where to look, but it's right on the point right there. If I put a little bit of stress on it, you'll see it opens up, right? Now right now it seems to be, it hasn't sprung right here so that it holds itself open. It actually seems to be holding itself shut. So I'm just going to take a little bit of quick setting right now, the extra thin quick setting, and just put some on there, like that. Now, if I pull this apart just very slightly, maybe it'll go in. I'm just going to hold it. It actually seems to have worked its way in already, and I don't know if you can see it, but the quick setting is actually evaporating away. Maybe I'll leave the camera run. Now, my feeling is that I want to add a little bit more to it, but I don't think I will. I think it's probably about as healed as it's going to get. And if I start putting more on there, it's going to sort of dissolve away the plastic. So we might have saved this piece. I'm not going to try and take the flashing off of here, because I'll probably refracture this. So I'm just going to, well, I might be able to get it. Well, I'll have to hold it differently. I'll just have to be very careful not to hold onto this end. Okay, I've flipped it over end for end, and the fracture is right in the tip of the knife is now touching where the fracture is. You probably can't even see it. It's melded together more or less, but it's right there where it was really thin. The plastic was really thin. Now there is going to be another piece of plastic go in there, and hopefully everything will sort of all meld together, this part and whatever is going to go in there. It's probably one of those zigzag things. But anyway, I'm going to just let this dry overnight. I don't think it's going to be beneficial to put any more quick setting right there where the point of the knife is. It might be, it might not be. I don't want to start dissolving away plastic either. Well, I just checked my computer a few minutes ago, and at that time, YouTube was still broadcasting episode 1126 at 1080p. That's the best it would do. It hasn't kicked into 4K yet. I notice that seems to be the norm lately. They were doing so good for a while, and I'm not doing anything different. I'm not changing the bit rate or anything like that on my videos. I'm uploading them exactly the same way as I did a week or so ago when everything was going really fast. So once again, if you're the type of person that likes to watch these in 4K, well, all I can say is maybe the best thing is to watch them the next day. I know one of the viewers did comment back and say that's what he does. If he notices that it's in low res, he'll just wait till the next day and then it'll be in high res. Anyway, something like that is important to me. It may not be important to you. But we've been down that road before. Now, all our pieces are cleaned up here. And some of these little pieces are literally smaller than the pieces I cut off. So I wouldn't want to get them mixed up. I'd have a hard time finding them. Anyway, now about the color. I have lots of 19 and I have lots of 66 right now. I think I also have quite a bit of 77, but I think 77 is too dark. But maybe the 66. It's certainly a lot better than the 56, and it was a big mistake to have bought that. I went by what the swatch looked like, on the Tamiya's webpage, and it didn't look like this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not like I lost a lot of money or anything. I think it was only about $12 altogether for the 3 jars. But that's not the point. The point is that I'd hoped to have something a little different. But if I was to use the 66 is quite a bit different from the 22. Now the 22 is what we used on both the Bismarck and the Hood. And we use 66 for highlighting stuff. Now maybe on our Rodney we could use the 66 and use 77 and 19 to highlight small parts. I mean, it's just a thought here. It's getting late. What do we got? 23 minutes after 8 here. I'm going to call it quits for this evening, folks. And we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. And I guess sometime during the night, or I guess maybe I should say sometime during the morning, if you live in Australia, our episode from yesterday kicked into 4K. Finally. Don't know what's going on there. Okay, I think that's this. Yeah. All right, so we just need those 4 components for this first little part here. And I'll probably use the quick setting again. I'm starting to like that glue. It seems to work pretty good. I don't know if it glues plastic together as good as the extra thin regular. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Let's recompose a little bit, move in a little closer. A few minutes ago, I noticed that there was a little rabbit hopping around my front door. And, if we use our imaginations again, we can imagine that it was coming over to tell me, hey, it's minus 13 Celsius outside this morning. I'm cold and hungry,
And the carrot pad is completely covered with snow, and you haven't put anything on it for about 2 months. Yeah, I'm getting skinny here. Anyway, being the old softy that I am, I went outside and put out some carrots. Now, when I went to adjust my pan-tilt zoom on the front of the house so that I could watch the place where I put the carrots, I found that the snowblower was blocking the path, you might say. However, I noticed that there's a lot of bare ground on the side of the house, so we're going to make a bit of an adjustment here. Now, I do have lots of carrots, so I can put carrots in 2 places at the same time, right? Yeah, and it was cold out there. Minus 13 at that moment. It's supposed to warm up a little bit in a couple of years. At least that's what it seems like. Okay, we'll see what happens here. I got the pan-tilt zoom zoomed in, and we'll keep an eye on these carrots today. Now, it could be I put them out too late. Yeah, because the rabbits don't seem to be hopping around too much during the day. They're late in the evening and early in the morning creatures, it seems. I think it's called nocturnal. Anyway.
Now, wasn't that heartwarming? Well, it's a good thing something's warm, because it won't be those carrots. Yeah, it's still minus 10.2 outside. A couple of hours or more has passed right now. Okay, I'm wondering why this doesn't look right, but then I'm realizing it's upside down. Okay, there. That's better. Let's get it right to the world here. Now, this piece goes in here like this. Yeah, okay. Now, once again, trying to do this on camera might not be a good idea. But let's just get that in place. I wonder if I should be using the helping hands here for this. Yeah, I think I should. I'm going to recompose. Yep, too soon old, too late smart. Okay, we're back. And here's where the self-locking tweezers work really nice. Okay, now we know that this is going to fit. Okay, I do believe that is seated. Now this piece here, move this out of the way. Okay, that's this piece right here. It drops straight down and goes into this slot, which is this slot right here. Now, is there a right way and a wrong way it can go, or is it... I think it looks like it's the same either way, doesn't it? Let's just do a dry run here. I wonder if I should have different tweezers. Maybe my the ones that have the rubber on them, or maybe Tony's might work good too. Yeah, get something that isn't. These ones here, they're always slipping around on. They're too pointy. Okay, these ones here will sort of cushion it a little bit. Yeah, that's working better. Much better. just want to sort of work it into place there. I know this kind of looks like a ship's steering wheel or something, but that's not what it is. It's a pulley of some kind that we're probably going to be wrapping easy line around. I think this is probably drying. Okay, now the next thing that goes on will be this one here. I think I'm going to have to move my tweezer. It has to go. Okay, just release this here. I'm still not used to squeezing to release. Okay, get a different grasp at it. Okay, I think I got it there. Oops. Now this piece then, it goes opposite to this more pointed end, you might say, goes the opposite way to this part right here. So it must go like this. And it goes in this slot right there. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was thinking that the peg was the wrong way, but it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna maybe I will have to use the other tweezers now. Actually, I have a pair of tweezers that are kind of hooked on the end. Let's see if I can find those. Okay, these ones here, don't know if you can see it, but they're a little bit more hooked on the end, although one of the hooks is sort of bending out. But I did that a while ago because then a piece like this won't have a tendency to ping. Okay, here again, it's a good thing we can cut out the dead spots. You know, I'm going to have to press stop here and hold this up to my eye because I can't quite see if that's level or not. I'm sort of looking straight down on it, and I should be looking sort of in from the side. Now there's 4 more pieces that have to go on here yet. And then we get to the boom, and I think the boom is going to be the difficult one. All those zigzag cross pieces. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this before we get all those parts covered up with other parts. Okay, now we're over here. Now some of these pieces are pretty obvious. We need the L18. And we need the L7. That's the spindle that has the skinny little axle. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we got them all. But I'm going to cut today's episode off, even though it's only 28 minutes after 12. I'm going to try and get my video uploaded maybe an hour or so earlier than I normally do, and see if that's going to make any difference in the whether or not it kicks into 4K by 5 p.m. Winnipeg time. Just an experiment. And I'm going to go at this a little later this afternoon probably, and this evening again. And I'll have a rollback tomorrow, all being well. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.